and lessons we get from the artists who said they beat it.
S here. So just don't mind introducing you guys. And then,
Yo, what's going on? It's your main man, King Q, event producer, spoken word artist, and speaker. Proud to be here.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? My name is JD Bailey, founder of Open Kanvas, founder of Journey Thru 100, CSUN graduate. Thank you for having me.
Peace and love, y'all. It's Elena Love, singer, writer, poet, live event curator, cultural cool.
all right. So how's everyone's day going? How's everyone?
Blessed beyond
Amazing, long and amazing.
Yes, indeed.
You guys coming from a drive right now, or
Literally just off the road right now from Vegas. Started at
Vegas?
9:30 this morning.
what are you guys doing in Vegas?
Man, it's a Journey Thru tour. My man
Journey
King
Thru.
Q got booked for some poetry. I'll let him explain a little bit more.
Yeah, man, it was a dope experience. We're rocking with a good sister out there by the name of Rhythm, and she was doing a grand opening to her first event, Rhythm and Words.
Rhythm word sessions.
Rhythm Word Session in Vegas.
Yeah.
Went out there, got booked for that as a feature. Brought my friends out with me, all special guest performers. We rocked it out, man. It was dope.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
for
Just
sure.
love.
So did you
Real
perform too,
community.
or
I did, yes.
yeah? That's cool. How about you, JD? Did you?
Yeah. So there's 4 of us. The only one missing right now is Allah's Apprentice. He had a show tonight.
Shout out Allah's Apprentice.
Shout out Allah.
Yeah.
Just all different poetry, singer, songwriter. He played trumpet, and it was a dope community, man. The homie over there, Rel, new homie now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just came through in the clutch, and it was just a bunch of artists being creative. Got to tap in out there, and now we're back to show love here in Northridge.
I appreciate you guys coming here. I'm pretty sure it's a long drive over there, coming here to like Vegas to see sun. I appreciate that. Could you explain a little bit more about Journey to the Thru tour? Could you explain more about that?
Yeah. So it's all started from the company I started, Open Kanvas, which we're a platform of resources for artists. So basically, we'll throw and curate events to provide resources for artists. The Journey Thru tour is a concept tour. Basically, the whole point of it is to talk about the journeys that artists go through, because we all have a journey. We all have to get through it, and the best way to get through it is together. And on top of that, it's helping start a nonprofit organization that I'm starting with my family called Journey Thru 100.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
cool. So you've been like a couple places. So you've been to San Fernando and you've been Compton, Lusinger. So that's pretty cool what you're doing. So it's kind of like a good movement that you're doing. But what's like your inspiration behind that? Like what made you start this whole tour, like this whole nonprofit organization?
Yeah, man. So Open Kanvas, we've been around now for 3 years. I started it my senior year here at CSUN when I was in Northridge. Kind of just, I've always liked poetry. I've always been in that community.
Nice.
So that's what started Open Kanvas. But it was literally like February of last year. I was talking with some mentors of mine, and I was always a big dude. Like literally February last year, I was 315 pounds. And they started challenging me. Like we had a constant conversation of like, man, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to lose weight. And I just never did anything about it.
Yeah.
So they asked me like, how much do you want to weigh overall? And I'm like, I don't know, like 200, 180 maybe at the lowest. And they challenged me like, yo, why don't you do that? So I accepted the challenge. We set a time frame I wanted to do it at. And then I just started surrounding myself with mentors, learning, started working out, moving towards that. Long story short, it took me, my goal was 15 months. But through focus, through community, through accountability partners that helped me out, I lost 100 pounds in 8 months.
What? That's shout out. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's tough, dude. Like not a lot of people like
8 months?
Yeah,
8 months.
That's
Yeah,
not a lot of
100
people
pounds,
like take
man.
exercise seriously. Some people are like, whatever. But that's good. You focus and then you just focus on your goals.
Yeah, and it was a lot more than just the exercise though. It was the nutrition. It was trying different things, like not being afraid. If something's not working, I would switch it up. And something that I think was like the biggest blessing along the way, because when I set the goal, I started Journey to 100 because I knew I had that goal of 100 and it was a big goal. So I would write about it in a blog. But the biggest thing that was a blessing was that because I live with my folks right now, my mom saw the results that was coming in from it. And she started me asking questions. And because I started my journey from a challenge, I challenged my mom to a vegan month. So we did a vegan month together for 30 days. It was literally last year, September.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy because she's been diabetic for 13 years.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? She's been diabetic
That's
for 13
tough.
years.
You know what's crazy? My mom is pre-diabetic too. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know where that's coming from. It's pretty
Yeah.
tough. Yeah.
And it's, you take insulin, you take all these different pharmaceuticals, but it was from the vegan month, she stayed on it because she felt so good. And within 6 weeks, she got off her insulin completely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like she was forced to get off of it because it would make her
That's
sick.
amazing.
You know what I'm saying? And then in
That's
10
wild.
weeks, she got off her glipizide, which is another diabetic medication. And
That's scary, honestly. Like
Bro.
diabetes, no joke. Honestly.
Yeah.
There's no cure for that for now, you know.
well, no, that's the thing. So basically, when you're diagnosed with diabetes, and I don't know about your family. Do you have a family with a lot of family with diabetes, or just your mom?
It runs in our bloodline, like in our genes. So it's like high cholesterol, high sugars.
Yeah.
So I have to take care of myself too, you know.
So that's the thing. It's a hereditary type of illness, right?
Yeah.
So when you get diagnosed with diabetes, you're like, oh, I saw this coming. I have so many in my family line that have diabetes. It's almost like a death sentence. And it's just like, how long are you going to extend your life until you reach death through diabetes? But when I challenged my mom, she got off her pharmaceuticals so fast. Now, just this past month, like probably 3 weeks ago, she got off her last pharmaceutical.
Yes.
She's only doing
good.
food and some herbs that she takes to supplement it.
That's
You know what I'm
good.
saying? So it's just seeing her, like I lost 100 pounds. I was really big. I lost weight. But with her being over 60 years old, being able to change her diet and getting off every single thing,
That's big.
Wow.
that's major. Yeah, that's something that probably
Yeah.
only a certain percent of the world could do with that type of discipline.
Yeah.
And that's what sparked
Absolutely.
Journey Through 100, because I feel like being an example, having my mom as an example, we lead by example to teach families. Like, yo,
Yeah.
we could change our health. And me being an entrepreneur, I'm changing my entrepreneur. That's what started the Journey Through tour, because we're fundraising, we're creating businesses, we're teaching people along the way. And all of it is to reunite my mom with her family, because being diabetic for 13 years and overweight, she was never healthy enough to like feel like she could travel again.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's tough.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the moms, you know. Like,
That's real.
they inspire like so many people. But like,
Yeah.
how did you all get like incorporated with the Journey Through tour? Like, how can you explain how you guys all like started working together?
Yeah, I mean, real quick though, before we get into that, I wanted to finish the part because it's something that's just, it's a little different. So my mom is from Micronesia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and to reunite her to Micronesia, it costs a lot of money, and that's what the plane tickets were and everything like that. So that's what sparked the idea of business. Like, if we're able to lead by example and then be able to fund a family to go teach over in this area, next year we're going to choose another family.
Oh, okay.
But the difference is just now we're able to do that and reunite her because she hasn't been back since 1975.
Wow. That's a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and her sister, her mom died from diabetes. Her sister right now in Connecticut, we just send medication over to her. Not medication, but herbs,
Yeah.
natural
Yeah.
herbs over to her, and she's like
Nice.
getting better. And I've been delivering herbs to Phoenix, Arizona, with one of my aunts over there. So it's just like, it's crazy how much it's developed just from the start of changing my own personal life. And then through that, loving poetry, loving music, I was aligned with people like Elena Love, King Q. They both curate amazing events. And now
That's
with the
awesome.
Journey Through tour and what they're doing, I mean, I definitely want them to talk about that. That's how we've been able to roll together in places like Vegas and
Yeah.
Oakland and everywhere we're going.
Damn, so you guys are like traveling like everywhere right now. That's pretty cool. Like, that's not a lot of people are doing that nowadays. You know, at different ages. But that's cool though. But aside from that, so yeah, could you explain how you guys all met and stuff? Like, explain to me like how you guys all got together.
Well, for me, I met J.D. Bailey at an artist showcase in Hollywood probably about a year ago, and J.D. was always somebody since the moment I met him who you always see at every event. He's always extremely supportive of artists, and I view him in such a light to where he's like, he's a glue guy. So J.D. Bailey will see that you're gifted at something and he'll put you in position to succeed at it.
Yeah.
And so constantly, every time I see JD, he's constantly telling me about these new ideas, new events, new productions, new places he going. And to be honest with you, man, when I first met him, I'm like, damn, why he keep bothering me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
who-
I didn't know that part.
I don't even know this dude, man. But I realized I allowed myself the opportunity to experience him. I allowed myself the opportunity to experience him and work with him. And I see his heart is very, very genuine. And how he cares and handles people.
Yeah.
So just a genuine guy who really wants to see everybody win. And that's what drew me to him. And what allows me to continue to work with him is that he's genuine. He's, man, like you meet J.D. Bailey and you have the opportunity to work with him and experience him behind closed doors, you see exactly what type of heart I'm talking about. So he hit me up randomly probably about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months now.
Yeah.
Talking about
For Oakland. And he's like, yo, going out to Oakland, I want you to come. And I'm like, bro, to be honest with you, I ain't even got no bread right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got no money right now.
You got no crumbs, right?
No crumbs.
No crumbs, no
nothing,
bread.
bro. You know what I'm saying? So But JD being JD, he's like, bro, don't worry about that. Like, you want to come or not? Yeah, I want to come. I'm down.
I like say no more.
say less.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So went out to Oakland, had a great time. I was able to see JD on a personal level and on a business level behind closed doors and how he handles and conducts his business and puts his productions together. It's truly beautiful to see. And I've just learned so much from the brother. I don't want to start crying or anything like that. But
It's okay, bro. I got tissues right here, bro. Don't worry about
I
it.
didn't pay him to say this. It's all good.
No. It's real. It's real though.
Make cry, bro?
It's
Nah.
real. Though,
I know,
man.
I'm gonna cry.
That's all right. I'll cry too, bro.
It's
Real,
real,
man.
bro. It's real. So when he told me about the Journey Thru, told me what he's doing with the Journey. What he told me about what he's doing with the Journey Thru tour. It was a no-brainer for me. Of course, I want to be a part of it. Of course, I want to go wherever the tour is going. I want to be a part of every single thing. That is a reflection of who you are. So, and I had the beautiful opportunity of meeting his mom and hearing her story.
Yeah.
Like, she's a powerhouse. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
hearing her speak about it and seeing her passion, you know, and it's a clear reflection of the work that she's put in with this man right here and who he is today. So that's how I got here, and that's why I'm a part of the Journey Thru tour.
Ever accomplish a goal without stepping outside of your comfort zone. Never, ever. What that means is, along that journey, you will have to be willing to make tough sacrifices, right? When I was young, I was all about shooting dice, making money, and chasing girls and hanging with gang members when I was in school. I was that one. Y'all hear what I'm saying? I was that one. But my surroundings had that type of influence on me to where I chose. You all have a choice. I chose to go the negative route when I was y'all age. I didn't get here into my adulthood. It takes time for some of us. But I want to catch y'all at this age. You understand what I'm saying? So learn to live outside of what's comfortable. Learn that if your homie, just because he's funny, but he constantly got you into some negative stuff, he got to go. I can't be around you no more. Like, yo, homegirl, I think it's cool to sit behind the building and hump on somebody. Like, I can't be around you. Like, you're a distraction for me.
And JD through one of King Q's events.
I didn't know that.
Comfortably Uncomfortable, when we were going to do that
Oh,
speaker
got you,
series.
got you.
And then you
Right.
connected me
Do it
because
too.
you were going to be on the bill. And then, we had to switch up the venue. It changed up, but then you still spit that poem
But it was Word Up
over the
Wednesday.
phone. And then
where
we
I
met on
you
Word Up Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
At your
this
event.
Yeah.
Word Up Wednesday.
That's what's up.
And
Talking about small worlds, right?
right.
Small
But
world.
but inspiration and passion begets inspiration and passion. And I was so fully inspired to hear his story. Being a little pudgy, a little overweight, and already having my own ideas for fitness and healthiness and losing weight. To hear his story and then to see his mom and hear her story, it was just so super inspiring. And on top of that, he's an artist as well. So heard him perform, and I'm like, okay, I see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, JD got a little flavor in him.
Oh,
Got a little flavor.
Yeah, little spice.
Yeah.
Got a little flavor.
Yeah, he can flow.
Yeah, he do.
Flow.
Shout out to Flow Podcast.
Shout out to Flow.
So shout out to Flo.
Flow Podcast. We
I
plug that
got
in.
you guys.
But so he had invited me to a couple other events that were part of the Journey Thru tour here locally in and around Los Angeles, and it was just a lot more inspiring, and things that I do performance-wise, writing and poetry and singing, that's what I want to do. So I felt like it was an alignment,
Right.
and I was just excited to be happy to be a part of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's power here. There's already power and inspiration. So when you add more of that, and one of the brothers who's missing, who went to Vegas with us, same thing, and there's a scripture that says 1 sends 1,000 to flight, but 2 send 10,000. So if just one person, him alone, can reach 1,000 people, and 2 can send 10,000, imagine what 4 can do.
Yeah.
If you continue to do the math. And so I'm excited about it. I feel honored to be a part of it, and I'm working on my own Journey Thru 100. When I realized that the 100 stood for 100 pounds, because that was the initial idea or concept, right? So the Journey Thru 100 was the first initial 100 pounds, and that's exactly my goal. So, yeah.
That's
Maybe
cool.
we'll be here next year, and I can tell you my
should,
Ain't
story.
no maybes.
About-
We're gonna be here next year.
We'll be here
Say
next
it
year.
right now. We're
Okay,
gonna be here
look,
next
we'll
year.
be here
Alright,
next
speak
year.
it
Let
to
me look into the camera.
existence.
There we go.
You
Hold
better
on,
come
wait.
on. He said, speaking into existence.
Existence.
Let's go.
Next year. Today is September 20th.
20th, right? I
Yep,
think so.
Thursday, September 20th.
It is
20th?
Thursday,
Yeah.
September 20th,
5:40 p.m.
5:40 p.m.
2018.
So we want here at 5:40 next year, all right?
Right.
Right.
So
Right.
5:40 p.m. next year, September 14th, 2019.
Mm.
Elena Love will be here in her journey through 100 pounds lighter, and very excited to give you that story and how that
That's
journey
what's
went.
up. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Awesome.
So it is. So it
So-
is.
There you
So
go.
it
It's going
is.
to be true now.
Well, the only problem is that I'm graduating this semester, so
That's all
I
right.
mean,
It's a
we'll have to
system.
figure out somehow like
You'll
a
have
way
an
to-
alumni show.
Yeah, alumni.
You'll be on a bigger platform, you know,
That's
like
right.
92.3 or like something like
you never
that.
know, Power 106. You know,
Oh,
Hey.
Power Owners,
You never
yeah,
know.
my bad.
You never know.
Little conflict of interest, my fault. Okay, cool.
So I was saying, how are you guys getting funding for this tour? Like, I'm just curious about that. Like, how are you guys get?
Man, so the funding system, that's the one that's in progress still.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of it is partnerships, cross-promotion, collaborations. So a lot of it I've come out of pocket. Also, we've done fundraising. Like right now, we're doing fundraising. For the
Okay.
Journey Through 100, we have a GoFundMe out. Everything is www.journeythrough100. Through is THRU.com. But yeah, basically, it's really just grassroots funding. It's all through relationships, through people that believe in the same ideas, believe in the same concepts, and we would partner with people that are doing similar things. So, yeah, it's the start. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like the first decision was that we want to do this.
Yeah.
Then we find the people that also want to do something similar. Then we just do it,
Yeah.
and funding's gonna come. Like I have no doubt in my mind. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if we're able to do it, let's do it. Why would we say no?
That's cool.
Absolutely.
So, are you saving that money for Micronesia?
Yeah. So Micronesia, we've been fundraising for that.
Uh-huh.
We had some different systems, and thank God for my mom. She found a way to take out the difference of what we didn't fundraise. She was able to pull from her retirement because now she's going to be a
that's nice,
business
right?
partner. But she could pull
Nice.
from her retirement. We could basically take that pay monthly, and that'll be like the business expense. And it's a
Wow.
nonprofit. So we're taking that and we're using that as the
Dope,
first
yeah.
initial expense. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
my mom is teaching me her side of things. I'm teaching her my side on the grassroots level.
Uh-huh.
And she was a teacher already. So she taught special ed. That was her career. And it was basically her health had started to digress, and then she decided to stop teaching. And now, you know, it's maybe 10 years later since she had a regular work job, but she feels healthy enough to work. We're going to teach. We just had a call with the mayor of Chuk. That's her high school that she went to. Like the mayor of Chuk in Micronesia.
Wow,
We're talking to Chuk High School on October 2nd. So I don't know when this comes out, but October 2nd, we're talking to a high school out there.
Yeah.
And then in Guam, we have a sponsored hotel. So it's so much love, man. It's like
Awesome.
sponsorships, partnerships. Sometimes I don't know how things happen, but when you
It's-
decide on
I
things,
think it's
like-
just luck and fate, you know. Like, if you,
I wouldn't say luck, but yeah, fate.
Yeah, and then
for
like,
sure. For sure.
do you guys believe in the law of attraction? Have you
What?
guys-
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
like
better stop.
if you think about something
Come on
positive,
now.
you're like a
Yeah.
magnet, you know. You try positive things, but I think that's
Yeah.
what's coming out for
That's
all
what it
you guys,
is.
you know.
Because
Yeah.
he's already put forth the effort.
Yeah.
So now the universe is working
Let's do it.
around his efforts and saying, okay, this is what he wants. Let's make it happen for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it was meant to be to all you guys be together and then work on a certain project. So I think it's meant to be in a way.
For sure. And
Yeah.
here with you, too.
Yeah, you know, like yeah, it's meant to be that we're here in the same room, you know. Like
Yeah.
I remember I
Absolutely.
met you at Collective Lifestyle. That's how it all
Right.
started. Like,
Exactly, CJ
yeah,
and
I knew you
everything.
since Collective Lifestyle. I think it was at an event or open mic, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've done
yeah.
a lot of events with Collective Lifestyle, from the Reseda Summer Series to the Cypher Underground Thursdays.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
had Conscious Nights over there.
Uh-huh.
So CJ, he's such a pillar in the community, bro. Like, man, anybody that's watching this, shout out to CJ Barina.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
been holding it down for the Valley.
yeah. CJ,
And Manny. Shout out to Manny.
I got you guys. I'm here all day. No, just kidding.
Hey.
No, but yeah. CJ helped me out because I wouldn't know about Collective Lifestyle if it wasn't from a Facebook group.
Mm.
So I think he needed interns at the time. So he just I just posted on Facebook like, hey, I'm looking for like a journalism job. So it was like out of nowhere that I'm like, all right, I'm here, you know.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, but were you guys doing Collective Lifestyle like events at the time too? Like
No, I wasn't rocking with JD back then.
uh-huh.
I've never even heard of that event, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The events that I was a part of was Battle of the Elements,
Oh, okay.
and
Raps and Laughs.
Raps and Laughs. Yeah,
Mm.
performed there in Studio City, right?
Studio
Yep,
City,
Studio
and then the one
City.
in Compton with Peace of Mind.
That's right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
those two, I think. Those are the
Yeah.
only ones.
Peace
yeah.
of mind.
Yep, yep.
I'm super brand new, so
What about you?
I
Like,
actually have only been in LA for 2 years.
really?
And not too long after I'd arrived to LA, that was when I met King Q, and then eventually had met him through one of King Q's events, or through King Q himself. I don't really actually
Yeah.
remember. All I know is I know when that magnetic force hit, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, all right, God, I
I'm
feel
here.
you. I feel the alignment. It's all good.
So where were you 2 years before coming to LA? Like
I was in Chicago.
Chicago?
I'm from Chicago, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Like, how is it over there? Like, always wanted to like. be over there.
Cold.
Oh, it's cold.
It's amazing. There's incredible energy in the city of Chicago. There's love, despite of what you hear, whatever's being polarized in the media.
Yeah.
There's greatness. There's love. There are people that are absolutely upwardly mobile and doing great things. But I felt led, and I followed that leading. So here I am.
That's good.
Yeah,
Wow, I'm
for
glad
sure.
you're here. Welcome to LA.
Thank
Right.
you.
Yeah. So what inspired all you guys to like do poetry? Is there any inspiration behind that, or?
For me, I started writing poetry in 6th grade.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't even know I was writing poetry. What do I mean by that? So I lived in a household to where there was addiction all around me. Drug addiction, alcohol addiction, a lot of arguing, a lot of chaos constantly. And as a young boy in an inner city, in the black community, you're not raised to really talk about your issues to your family. And so you learn at an early age to internalize a lot your emotions because you can't talk to nobody. And you have to go to school and you have to sit with your emotions in class, which then it's kind of a ripple effect because that affects how you can pay attention in class. And then you turn rebellious because you feel like no one's listening to you. But all this stuff is subconscious when you're little.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was doing that at that time, but now being an adult and looking back, that's exactly what I was just acting out because I felt like nobody was there to listen to me emotionally. So if my mom was here, she would say, boy, you didn't have no problems. I took care of you, put food on your back, which she did. Fantastic mother. Did every single thing that she could to make sure we were taken care of. But on an emotional side, there was a lot emotionally that I was dealing with, being in a verbally abusive community constantly every day, to where I just learned how to internalize. So what I wanted to do was get it out. I wanted to get it out, right? And if I can't get it out with people, that paper listens to you no matter what time of the day it is. And so I started journaling. I just would go to school, and while I'm supposed to be paying attention in class, I remember just writing little notes. I would just write little stuff about how I'm feeling right now, right? And just getting it out. And then I would feel better, go play, whatever the case may be. That then turned into me. I've always been in love with hip-hop, right? So I started to use what I was journaling about and rhyming with it, you know what I mean? Which made it feel better. Yeah. So I was using my pain in a way to where, I can shift the energy. I can use the pain to make me feel better about the situation, right? So when I start doing that, I fell in love with writing. I fell in love with the idea of turning my pain into something dope like that. Once I started doing that, I got to 9th grade at LA High, and I had a teacher by the name of Mr. Edwards. He was an English teacher, and we had a final in class, right? So at the end of the year, you had a final called the bio rap. The bio rap is something that every single person in the class has to do. Obviously, it's a final. And what you're doing is you're telling a biography about your life in rap form. You have to get in front of the class and you have to spit it in front of everybody. He don't care if you know how to rap. He don't care what it is. He gonna put a beat on. He had a jukebox in the front. Grab a microphone.
Jukebox.
And you have to and you have to perform in front of everybody. Period. And of course, there's a lot of people who have stage fright. There's a lot of people that don't like talking.
Because at that age, you're like everyone's nervous.
Of course,
like,
everybody's super shy and stuff like that, right?
I can't imagine he'd ever had that.
Oh my God, I was super shy. Very much to myself growing up, right? Because that had a lot to do with internalizing stuff, self-judgment and stuff like that, right? So 9th grade, I did my bio rap, and I remember it till this day, and it was called The Champ. And I wrote it to this beat that I'm not sure if y'all seen the movie Ali.
Ali.
Will Smith played Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
And it was that part in the movie where he went to Africa and Will Smith hit the drum.
The champ is here.
The champ is here. And there was a beat that was saying that. It was a dope beat. It was hot.
That actually
and I
was
heard
Muhammad Ali.
It was Muhammad Ali. It sure
actually
was. That's right. That's right. And I heard it, and I wrote my bio rap to that beat, and I performed it in front of the class, and that was the first time I've ever performed for people. And I fell in love with it. I was terrified, but I fell in love with it. And so Mr. Edwards constantly, every opportunity he got, because he saw how good I was, he constantly put me in front of crowds. If we have rallies at school, he's constantly putting me on the spot, right? Homecoming games, he put me on spot in front of the whole homecoming football game. We had Power 106 there. I'm on the mic with Power 106 doing a rap battle.
Shout out to Power 106.
Shout out to Power 106. We need some sponsorships. That's all I'm saying. So, you know, just stuff like that. That's how my journey started. And, you know, obviously, you know, the me being an MC and doing the hip hop, that transitioned to me getting introduced 2 years ago. Believe it or not, 2 years ago, I got introduced to my first ever open mic. I didn't even know they existed. And my sister, Coquise, told me about it. Shout out, Coquise. And she told me, you know, I was going through a very difficult breakup with my ex-fiance, just a really low time in my life. I was looking to get into something and I can just feel like, you know, really a hobby, just something to do, just to get out the house.
Yeah.
And she introduced me to an open mic. Went to an open mic with her and saw 2 artists in particular perform, and I fell in love with it. And I've been writing poetry and performing poetry ever since.
Yeah.
So that's how it started for me.
So you think about it, it's like a blessing in disguise.
Oh, absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've learned throughout life that the biggest lessons that we experience lie in our hardships. They lie in the traumatic times. They lie in the times when you at your lowest point in your life. Those are the biggest lessons. Those are the moments when you really build your armor and your character. It's not in the times when everything is good. It's not much you can learn when you have nothing to worry about.
It's your
Right.
failures.
But it's in the times when
Yeah.
you're stripped and you're forced to rely on something that's bigger than you, whether you believe in God, the universe, or whatever. You're going to be forced at one point in your life, if you want to experience greatness, if you want to do something that's impactful to other people, you're going to come encounter with a point in your life to where you're going to be stripped. You're going to be tested.
Yeah.
See, it's impossible to say that you have faith if you've never been tested.
Word.
So that's
Dude,
what I've experienced.
That's deep, dude.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is.
That's what
That
I've
is
experienced.
absolutely true.
It's
I
real
believe
talk.
that
Yeah, it's true,
100%.
man.
Yeah. That's real.
What about you, J?
Man, so I've always loved music. I've always loved hip hop. I was a lot of my friends, they do hip hop. I had a lot of talented friends, you know, growing up, just being around it so much. So we would perform at the talent show, not even far from here at SOSA, Sherman Oaks CES. And it was just like, you know, we would perform other stuff, and then I started writing. I would always write, whether it's music or poetry, or I didn't even really write poetry, but I would like hip hop. So I would write that and kind of mirror that. But it came to a point where I wanted to start writing my own things. I remember it was my senior year that we finally performed our own stuff. We had a little group. We thought we were cool. So
Cool
we
kids, right?
random ass kids, something like that, you know. But it was cool, man. It was like a whole process, like doing hip hop, and then going into college. You know, I got into that working life where I was going to school, working, blah blah blah, blah, same thing. And it was just, I started getting tired of like having structure within music, whether it's like having a hook or having something catchy or finding a beat that's going to be of the times or having a beat that's going to draw somebody's ear. Like all of that didn't really matter. I liked the words that I was saying. So I started taking away the beat. I kept on writing. And then it's crazy how recent it was, but I would always write. I started Open Kanvas to provide the platform, and I was actually the business head on the Open Kanvas side. I came in because I was selling cars and I knew a little bit about finance, and I've always been around the scene. But it was a class I took here at CSUN. Amanda McRaven, she had a poetry and performance class, and it was like extra credit to go out and perform some stuff. Yeah. So I was tapped into Vocal Artillery because they were like the first open mic community that I reached out here when I started Open Kanvas. And with Vocal Artillery, it gave me a platform to perform some stuff. I got some extra credit, but then I started seeing the results. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always been a writer. I've never really shared it with anybody. But then through people like Jamar, Vocal Artillery, some different communities like that, sharing my words that I've written myself brought more results to the business. And then it felt good on top of that. So once I started feeling that and seeing results, how it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's that feeling again. And to continuously write and not really share with anybody, it wasn't as fulfilling as now. You know, I'm sharing it, I'm traveling with people, I'm around these amazing artists.
Dope.
But it's crazy because if you think my stuff is good, like, you should hear his stuff, you should hear her stuff. Like, if you think anything I do is good, like, man, listen to the people around me. You know what I'm saying? So it's always about surrounding yourself with people that challenge you and like make you better. And that's why we're all three here right
Iron
now.
sharpens iron.
That's facts.
Yeah.
So much for extra credit, am I right?
Right. Extra credit was a start. Shouts
you
out.
out.
Yeah, shouts out to
Extra
them.
credit is your real life now.
Funny.
What about you?
I'm gonna make mine brief, but because it sounds like it'll be piggybacking off of them both, but it is the absolute truth. To hear King say that a lot of the best material and a lot of the best things that you write are the things that you've experienced and the things that you've overcome. And if we're talking overcoming, I've got a lifetime. I've got a book to write.
We waiting on it.
About overcoming.
We are.
Waiting on it.
Absolutely.
Can't wait.
So from very young, just ancestral experience, and then car accident, and then domestic violence, and then most recently in 2010 having overcome cancer. Complete healing. No radiation, no chemotherapy, none of that.
Congrats.
Well, thank you.
That's
Praise
a big,
God.
improvement. Yeah, that's a big step. Yeah.
And a lot of the material and a lot of the things that I write were cathartic for me. Part of the reason why I'm even sane after coming through a lot of those things, that a lot of people don't overcome, much less overcome, still with joy, still with purpose, still with the desire to want to continue to thrive and to be better and to be greater, is because of writing, is because of the catharticism that came through writing, and being able to perform. It's a way of release, you know what I'm saying? And coming up in an environment where you don't have money to go to a psychiatrist or a psychologist or go see a professional counselor of some sort. This was it. This was God's way of being able to heal. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And my journey through 100, when I initially interviewed with J.D. Bailey, was healing. That was my healing journey, and it was more than just physical. There were a lot of things that needed to be healed and came from it. But the inspiration comes from those experiences. And then it comes from everything else around me. Yeah. You know, when you see beautiful, when you see the love of your niece, when you hear the laughter of somebody that's full and wholehearted and genuine, when you're able to express those things that were painful to you, and someone, even if it's one person, comes up to you. A lady came up to me crying about a piece that I wrote about a domestic situation where my ex pulled a knife on me. And she was like, "It sounded like you spoke my life," you know, and then it makes it all absolutely worth it.
Absolutely.
When you were going through whatever you went through, when you experienced, the things that hurt you and then eventually made you stronger, you don't understand it in that moment.
That's facts.
But when you come back around to those moments where you put it out there, you put out how you overcame, and someone else overcomes because of it, it's all absolutely worth it. And it helps you find your purpose in artistry. It helps you realize why the great creator made you creative. He made you like him so that you can do some of what he does. Help to heal people, help to touch people, help people to overcome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very inspiring. You touch someone's life, that's pretty deep and strong.
That's real.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think we've all probably had that experience at one point or another.
Yeah. It's just sometimes within the art community you realize it because you have to realize it to represent your art again. Mm-hmm. And then the more you experience that, the more you appreciate that, the more you can keep going, because being an artist, being a creative, being in this entertainment industry overall, it's not the easiest. Yeah. It's so much easier to have a regular job. It's so much easier to have a payroll or a salary. You know what I'm saying? That's such a...
We could all wake up and go do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's no challenge there.
But to choose this side of things where it's art and you're creative, and you asked about the budgeting thing earlier, and it's just you figure it out. But then it's those moments where it comes back and it's responded with. You know what I'm saying? When somebody stops you and says, you impacted me with your words. That's what keeps people going.
Wow.
And in alignment with that, with the budgeting thing, what I've realized too along my own journey is that when you walk in purpose, like she was touching on earlier with the universe giving you access, when you walk in purpose and you walk in your knowing fearlessly, doors open for you that you didn't even know was there. So It's your job to be obedient when you're called to do something. It's your job to be obedient. And one thing that I say before I speak to people on videos is, I have something on my heart, and if I don't share it, that means I'm selfish. God did not give you your gifts for you. He gave you your gifts to share with other people. So there's probably going to be somebody who watching this video that has a story, because we all do. We all have a story. Elena Love's story is not effective unless she shares it. And that's what I got from what she just said. She's being willing to be vulnerable and to share her story.
Absolutely.
That's why that lady came up to her crying. She could never impacted that woman if she would have never been vulnerable enough to even write that piece. Right. You know what I'm saying? So whoever's out there, I just say, look, you have a story. Allow yourself to be vulnerable and to share it, because you never know, even if it's one person. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's one person, be open, be authentic, and share your truth. You never know who it'll touch.
Yeah, you never know. Like, everyone's struggling their own battles. Yeah. So like, just little things could like make a big difference. Facts. So I'm glad all you guys are like working together to help others. Yeah. So I'm very like, I was just wondering what else other projects you guys have in store. So I just can't wait for that. But before we close this podcast, do you guys mind doing like a little bit of poetry or like what you guys been working on? Yeah. And that'd be pretty good.
You want to just do like a piece of a piece each?
Like a piece each. Yeah, that'd be good.
I'm gonna probably do something small. I'm gonna do something probably like 60 seconds.
Okay, we could rap with you.
That's what I'm saying. A piece of
like
a piece.
Yeah. Just to give him
is it cool to do a whole piece? I mean,
my pieces are like 5 minutes. I don't want to take up. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever.
We got like 3 and 5 minute joints. Right. So
just give him a little something.
Just a little something. Little teaser.
Little vocals.
Hit him with something.
Hit me. I'm right here.
All right.
I'm right here.
I am 100% pura Latina, with the strength of Roberto Clemente, the rhythm of Tito Puente, and the poise of a ballerina. I can be humble and demure, peaceful and serene, or I can bring the noise and cause a scene, 'cause I'm a reina, a queen. Know what I mean? I like some pollo frito with my rice and beans. Mommy puts a little sofrito in the monfongo while she's in the kitchen listening to Gran Combo. Tu me hiciste brujeria. Hey. I caught me some old school gold hoops from the joyeria.
Come on.
I know it's all about platinum right now, but I ain't with that porqueria. All I need is a nice hat, some dope hoops, and I'm good to go. We'll leave the platinum and minks to Cuban links, Big Pun and Fat Joe. You see, James Brown and Eric B and Rakim ain't the only ones who got soul. Latinas stand right next to them, from Celia Cruz and Iris Chacon. From Rita Moreno and Olga Tañón, we've got flavor, sabor like Goya and Sazón. We're the keys of strong families and happy homes, in various shapes and sizes and different skin tones, from Swede, honey in the honeycomb to suntan bronze. Honeys can't wait to be in the know, 'cause we got it going on. See, I don't think y'all heard me. I said from sweet honey in the honeycomb. Honeys can't wait to be in the know, 'cause we got it going on. I'll stop it right there.
I love how the voice went up and then you can hear it catch traction.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's what's up. I like that.
That's what's up.
What's the name of the piece?
Latina. By Elena Love.
So you, Mr. Bailey.
All right. Thank God my pieces are pretty condensed anyway.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So this one, it was the first piece I wrote after I hit the 100. I call it Journey Thru 100. So yeah, that's what this is inspired by. But yeah.
Let's go.
You see, the truth is, the youth is a victim of its own recreation. I'm basing my judgment off this reflection that I've been facing on the daily. I'm praying, but lately I've been losing faith. Was under pressure for underwater with too much on my plate. But now I'm running, I'm getting stronger, man. I've been losing weight. I dropped 100, invested money, man. I cannot complain because it's mental. These monumental moves that I couldn't make are all now possible. Thank you, God, for the chances that I take. I took a leap of faith. Fear was getting in my way. Money is a thought that can't be bought. I hope you heard me say. Money is a thought that can't be bought. And now I'm reminiscing, pulling favors, grinding and finessing, trying to see my vision come through fruition. My ambition will take me farther than my thoughts. No pot to piss in. I listen for knowledge that cannot be bought. I try to work hard. My efforts fell short. Why can't I record all these results that I aim for? But they say patience is virtue, but patience could hurt you. These patients in the hospital working medications, they serve you for profit. And I'm not gonna take it, not gonna fake it. I just wanna reach my goals.
Ooh, that's what's up.
I just wanna reach my goals.
I know, I like that. I felt like, ooh,
That's my stuff. Well, I'm gonna do something real short.
All right.
I say, you can't put something in a box that's not meant to be contained. Laser focused on my mission. Suspension resides in my pencil as I free my mental. I'm talking to all you lost slaves. You see, I'm not a poet, a rapper, or a motivational speaker. I'm kind of in my own lane. Y'all not with it.
I'm with it.
Come on, man.
You
I
in
said
your
I'm
own
not a
lane.
poet, a rapper, or a
Or
motivational speaker. I'm kind of in my own lane.
I feel it.
I'm gonna stop there because I don't even remember the rest of that piece.
Oh, what, bro?
I say,
Let's go with power.
Come
go
on.
power.
You know
Power.
power's
I
a joint.
say, I will not be another statistic. That's it.
There it goes.
That's it.
Because if I'm being realistic, I'm destined for greatness.
Yeah.
I said I'm destined to go places, meet people of different races, and change angry faces.
Yeah.
Yep. To smiles. What's wild is everybody else can also see my destiny, yet really gives me clarity because that just means I haven't even seen the best in me.
Yeah.
You see, grind time is every time when King Q stepped on the scene. While the thugs out here chasing the dream of repping the street, I'm chasing my dreams.
Chasing my dreams.
It's simple. I said I'm chasing my dreams, no Meek Mill to be real and instrumental. I need no deal for this knowledge. You see, I want that stuff that you can't find in a church or a college. I want that X-ray world knowledge. I want that stuff that just imagining its power will make your head spin. You see, y'all, I kind of want that stuff Apocalypse had in X-Men. I want clarity because this world kind ain't real to me because the only thing I see and feel is energy that fills me with positivity.
Yeah.
So ask me who I'll be in my 5-year plan. When I close my eyes, visit my sanctuary, ooh, boy, I can see the man.
The man.
The man is me, full of power. 30-year-old black African king is who I see in my dream.
Hey.
Big old house, big old couch, 4 dogs, 5 cars, and a black spouse. Who don't want power? I'm going to end it right there.
That's good.
Thank you, brother.
Who don't want power?
That's that part right there. That's that talk.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's that
Well,
joint.
I appreciate you guys coming here from
Man,
Vegas.
much
You know,
love. Thanks for
thank you
having
for having time to be here. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's
Thanks
only
for
my
having us.
third
Thank you
episode.
for waiting on us
For real.
from Vegas.
That real patience. That real
3
patience.
hours late.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You know, it's just only my third episode. You know, I'm just very launching this podcast. I'm just trying this out, and I appreciate you guys coming
Yeah.
here. So thank you.
Well,
Okay,
congratulations
amazing.
to you.
Thank you.
Follow your dreams, man.
Yes, sir.
If you want to follow these guys right here, go ahead and.
My Instagram, you
Yeah.
can follow my
Where
journey
can we
on
follow you guys?
Instagram at IamKingQ_. Again, IamKingQ_. You can also follow my brand's page at Power LA. That's spelled POWRLA.
No E.
No E.
No E.
But you'll find the E right here.
There it
There you
is.
go.
I am the E, Elena Love. At all things Elena Love, no underscores, no spaces, all things ELENA Love. Hit your girl up.
Dope. And then myself, we're on the Journey Through tour now, so I'll say that one first. It's Journey Through 100. Through is spelled THRU, the number 100. And then the events that we produce within entertainment are thrown through Open Kanvas, OpenKanvas. So you can follow those two. One is for health and entrepreneurship. The other one's for entertainment and events. And I'm JD Bailey, so I hope you guys enjoyed the show.
JD
Nice.
baby.
Yeah.
All right,
One
thanks
and
for
only.
Thanks for coming here. I'm your host, Manuel Fuentes. You can find me at Smash_Manny. Just a random name. You know. And and so I'm starting my YouTube channel soon. So just take a look at the Flow podcast, and I appreciate you guys coming.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Much love.
Dope.
That was dope.
Hey.